Hi, I'm Ryan. This is the second take of this video because I'm stupid and didn't bookmark my place before I started recording. But I have it now. I'm going to be reading Hamlet's soliloquy, Act 3, Scene 1 of Hamlet by William Shakespeare. I have this very big copy of all of Shakespeare's plays that is borrowed, technically stolen, from a good friend of mine named Scott. So shout out to Scott. I'll give you your book back as soon as I'm able to, I guess. I miss my friends a lot. Haven't been doing great lately. I've been painting a lot. That's about all I have the patience for right now. I'm not gonna get too into detail, but I struggle with mental illness and my home life isn't fantastic. I live in a house and I feel like it's not even my home, you know? And a lot of the things that I was able to deal with, at my old school, with my mom, with, all of my friends that I was close to, I felt like I could take on anything, and now I'm back to square one by myself. So that's why I wanted to read this particular, monologue, because it is, Hamlet is contemplating suicide. He's thinking about life and death, and so, I'm not an actor. I'm, friends with some, theater kids. I make fun of actors a lot. I'm not necessarily a great one. I could be if I applied myself, but it's not really my thing. I'm more of a visual artist, I'm more of a painter, more of a writer, that sort of thing. I like performing, but it's just so much of a burden almost. It's more of like a job to me, like presenting and performing, because it's like, it's like you can bear your, entire soul in like writing, and it's not live, like you can write something and hand it to someone, and it's not your current thoughts, it's your thoughts from when you wrote it. I'm not a good philosopher. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm not necessarily uneducated or stupid, but I am very impulsive, and I have problems getting my words out. Like my brain moves too fast for my mouth to catch up, essentially. I got the kind of mental illness that just kind of makes me, like, funny, I guess. I don't know. I'm only funny to myself. Alright. I'm gonna start, because, God, I've been recording for 4 minutes, haven't even gotten to the main thing. I guess this is more of a quarantine vlog than an actual, reading. Anyways. To be, or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of? Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought and enterprises of great pith and moment. With this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered. So, if you're not really one for Shakespeare, I know he's definitely an acquired taste, but the man's a genius. He apparently invented the word lonely. So just my interpretation, I know I am definitely not the first to have an opinion about Hamlet. It's, like the greatest play. But yeah, he's saying, like, is it better to die and to get rid of all of this, when we've shuffled off this mortal coil, is that better to do that? Or is it better that we suffer, that we, who's gonna record our history if we die? If Hamlet kills himself, who is going to tell his story? And then there's also, he's also thinking, like, not cowards, I can't talk. Conscience does make cowards of us all. If you don't know what happens after you die, maybe you don't want to die, and it's a bit of a back and forth in his brain. If I was with my mom, I would have had a skull to hold. I don't. I just have my bed and my stolen book. So yeah, I'm gonna end this here because it's like 9 o'clock and I have, people who get annoyed by my talking here. So, thank you for watching if you've gotten this far. And maybe next video I post will be edited. I doubt it, unless I pay someone. Okay, bye.